My name is Rasheeda Gray of Gray Space Interiors, and welcome to my home. Come on in. I am so excited to participate in this year's One Room Challenge. I've been wanting to transform my living room and dining room forever, and the One Room Challenge was the perfect way to push me to complete that task. The before of my living room and dining room, as you can see here, is really okay. There's nothing tremendously wrong with it, but it just wasn't exactly what we wanted in our home. We really needed both function so that we can hang out together as a family, and style, something that spoke to who we are as a family. And so this reveal and transformation shows a perfect combination of those two things. What I discovered, like many of our clients, is we had furniture that we owned for over 10 years, and then we, over the years, would bring in pieces that we may have saw at a store, and there really wasn't a sense of intentionality in our home, and I wanted to create that in the redesign. And so what I did is I started with our 5-step design process here at Gray Space Interiors that we use with all of our clients. Step 1 is really getting to understand who our client is. And of course, I know who I am and my family is, but I thought it was important to start with our online questionnaire and discovered that my design style is contemporary mixed with a little transitional and nods to traditional lines and nature. Through that, I was also able to discover that our family really had a need for function. We really wanted to make sure we had enough seating in this area for when we entertain our guests, enough table space for when we entertain as well. So after I was able to discover our design style and our needs, I moved into design development, which is phase 2 of the design process. In phase 2, we are really working with our clients to create a design that's exactly specifying and sourcing all the products they'll need for the transformation. And so that goes from paint color selection to the coffee table and to the vases that are in the space, furniture, and everything in between. So I put together the design plan, presented it to my family. I wanted to make sure that they were on board with the selections. And once it was approved, we were able to move into step 3. Step 3 is our ordering phase, and that's when we're handling tons of logistics for our clients. We're ordering every single piece of furniture, and we're also scheduling all of the delivery dates and coordinating that so that it takes that burden off of our clients. So I was able to do that for myself. It was kind of difficult during COVID, and I'm glad that we were able to do the orders well enough in advance to get everything in on time. Now we're ready for step 4, which is project management for our construction phase. So in my home, in the transformation, we did several construction projects, everything from function in our recessed lighting, which we had installed by an electrician, to the build of the fireplace, which my husband did in this project, but typically we would work with a carpenter to execute that. And even down to baseboards. We had our old baseboards removed and our new baseboards added. So small construction projects that really added up to make the space extra special. So after managing that and ensuring all of those items were done and on time, we were ready for the most exciting part of the design, which is the install. Typically with our clients, our install days can happen over 1 or 2 days, and that's when the HGTV moment happens. We come in as a design team and we're working with our contractors to handle all of the small pieces. We're hanging drapery, we are wall mounting artwork, we're assembling furniture, and all of those small details come to life in the final phase of the project. That's when I realized how magical the transformation was. We really loved the reveal with our clients in this stage, and being my own client, I can see how amazing it feels to be in that position. So now that we've talked about the why behind the design and the process, I want to walk you through some of the special moments throughout our home, starting with this fireplace. I always struggled in our home with how open it is. While I love the open concept and part of the reasons why I fell in love with the home, it often felt expansive and not cozy. Behind me is 38 feet of space between the living room and dining room, 11-foot ceilings, and so I wanted to find a way to create a sense of coziness in the new space. And this fireplace did exactly that. It's a combination of function and style. Function because we wanted to bring a television into the space, but style because it is the finish and the fireplace itself. It really captures that sense of nature. We constructed the fireplace using 2x4s and drywall, and then just left openings for the fireplace itself and the television. I really wanted to make sure that it was a focal point of the space and that the television is here for function but not a focal point itself. And so we decided to paint the fireplace in black to kind of hide and camouflage the television and the fireplace. And also the black looks really, really nicely against the walls, which are pure white by Sherwin-Williams. What's special about this black paint finish is not just the color itself, but it's the finish that we used in the space. So if you notice, it has a concrete-like finish to it, and that is because it's a Roman clay paint. It's Roman clay by Portola Paints, and this is applied with a trowel, and it's a really special application that highlights kind of an old antique world style and concrete-like finish for a really good and reasonable budget. I really love this light fixture by Kichler. It's called the Heiress, and what I love most about it is its contemporary style, and it really feels very Sputnik but fun and exciting in this space. I think it's a very nice juxtaposition against the wood dining table and with this chrome finish, so I think it's a perfect piece in our dining room. Another one of my favorite pieces in this space is this salvaged wood dining table. Believe it or not, I was able to find this table on Craigslist. So purchasing and buying during COVID was pretty difficult. So I thought, let me get a little creative and look at Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and things like that to see if we can find those extra special pieces. So I was scrolling one day and stopped in my tracks when I saw this table because I recognized right away that it's from a high-end manufacturer that I love. This table's from Four Hands. It's no longer being produced, so that makes it even more special for me. But it's made of salvaged wood, and no two tables are alike, which I love. I loved pairing the salvage wood table with these velvet chairs, a kind of a mix of masculine and feminine opposites together, and I really think it works well in the space. Again, it brings some of the black from the living room into the dining room. You'll notice that we have napkins here that are similar to the chairs in the living room, so really tying both spaces together with colors and similar styles. One final item that I really love in this space is the drapery panels here. These have a special story behind them. They're actually from Target. So I looked high and low for the exact fabric and colors that I wanted in the space, and I knew how important the drapery panels are. I always say they're like eyebrows on a face. They have to be just right, and I could not find what I wanted. And I didn't have enough time to continue the search because I needed to allow time for them to be made. And so I kind of one day, maybe in the wee hours of the morning, came across these on Target's website, and I just love the pattern and the drapery. But I didn't love the top. It was constructed with a grommet ring, and so if you are familiar, it's like a metal ring where the rod would go through the top. And that's not my favorite type of curtain, and especially not in a dining room space where I wanted the feel to be more elegant and upscale, and a grommet is usually a more casual look. So I went to my custom drapery workroom and said, hey, is there any way that you can change these into a pinch pleat top? And they were able to do that. So if you notice at the top, we have it pinch pleated, and it gives it a very custom feel into the draperies. And also they were able to line the back of the drapery, again, giving it more of a custom feel, a heavier weight, and more presence in the space. Additionally, they sewed two panels together so that we would have a continuous wide panel, which gives it, again, an amazing presence in the space. Many times at the end of our design projects, our clients will say to us that their house now feels like a home, and now I know why. In this project, we were able to bring the feelings of comfort and care and community into our home, really combining the sense of luxury and livability. And every single time that I walk through that door at the end of a long day, I really fall in love with the space again. The investment that we made in our home, in both the design and the time, has truly panned out to be well worth it. It has turned into the gift that keeps on giving.